My name is Nonat, and today I'll be answering even more of your Pathfinder questions. Y'all seem to really enjoy me answering your questions from 2 weeks ago, and so I decided I want to do it again. I had some more questions in the comments on that video, so I figured I would go for it and answer some of them here, and I might do it again if you guys also enjoy this video. So if you have any other questions you want me to answer, feel free to leave them down in the comments. I will check them out in another week or two. I'll probably make another one of these. David Carter asks, if you are a sorcerer who grows claws because of a bloodline trait, and you archetype into monk to get better unarmed damage, do the claws and monk bonus to unarmed damage stack? So this one's a little confusing, but the short answer is no, they don't. Now, the reason behind this is because when you cast the Draconic Sorcerer bloodline spell Dragon Claws, you aren't augmenting your existing unarmed strike. You're gaining access to a new one. Dragon Claws grants the character the ability to make a 1d4 plus 1d6 elemental damage unarmed claw attack, but you still have full access to your fist attack. And when we read the Powerful Fist feature from the Monk class and Monk archetype, we can see that it specifically upgrades your fist unarmed strike. So even if you've already cast Dragon Claws, you can either do the Dragon Claw attack for 1d4 slashing plus 1d6 elemental, or your 1d6 unarmed fist strike. You don't combine them into one attack, they're simply multiple options. So the only way a damage boost would stack with something like this is if it specifically targeted your fist strike. An example of this would be something like the level 1 primal spell Magic Fang. Magic Fang specifically targets one of a character's unarmed strikes, and then makes it a +1 striking attack for 1 minute. So you could cast this on a monk or a character with the monk archetype and imbue their fist strike with Magic Fang, which would give it +1 to hit and an additional damage die on its attacks. Jason asks, is the game as complex as Puffin Forest says it is? No. No, it is not. For those unaware, Puffin Forest is an animated content creator for D&D stories and stuff like that for tabletop role-playing games here on YouTube, and he makes amazing content. But he recently released a video covering his thoughts on the Pathfinder 2e system. And he says a lot of great about it. He has his own gripes, he has his own things that he loves, but he does do about a 5-minute long bit about how complicated the math is for a single attack in Pathfinder 2e.
Let me walk you through just one attack of Pathfinder 2nd Edition. Okay, so the player rolls a 16, plus 15, plus 1 because of guidance for a 31. Nope, wait, actually it's a 32. Another player pipes up, wait, actually it's a 33. Wait, no, wait, actually it's a 32. Another player pipes up, wait, actually it's a 33 because a bless gives you a +1 on attack rolls. Nope, it's a 32 because I already added it in. What? I rolled a 14. What? The player corrects. I rolled a 14 and added in. Wait, that means I already added in the guidance. So let's back up. It's a 14, plus a 15, plus 2, plus 1 from guidance, plus 1 from bless. Cool. I let them know it's a hit, but not a crit. Well, their AC is normally 18, so they have +2 to their defense.
He goes on and on about penalties and bonuses and shields and class features and everything like that that goes into making an attack, but what he fails to mention is that all of this is pre-calculated on your character sheet, rather than adding up every single individual bonus and penalty and feature for every single individual attack you make. You've already got that all added together into your attack bonus box. Really, a bit like this can be made about any RPG system. At their core, they're all fairly complex, even something as simple as 5th edition. Here, watch.
In any given encounter, my level 5 Warlock will want to cast Eldritch Blast. Now, this is a spell attack roll against an enemy's armor class, which can vary depending on the enemy's dexterity, what armor they're wearing, any spell or buffs they may have, etc. I roll to attack and add both my spell casting modifier, which for Warlocks happens to be Intelligence, so I add +4, and my proficiency, but proficiency changes depending on your character's level. So since I am level 5, my proficiency bonus is +3. So if I add that together with my bonus from Intelligence, that's a total of +7 on my spell attack roll against the enemy's armor class. Now, with this attack, if I beat my target's armor class, I get to roll 1d10 force damage against them. But wait, I'm level 5, so I shoot 2 beams with my Eldritch Blast, and I can target them at either the same target or a completely different target. Let's say I choose to shoot the same target twice. Well, because of the way Eldritch Blast works, I have to make another completely separate spell attack roll for the second beam, and add all of the bonuses to that once again, and compare it to the target's armor class, or a different target's armor class if I choose to attack them. But wait, I also have Eldritch Invocations, some of which alter my Eldritch Blast's effect and abilities. I happen to have the Agonizing Blast invocation, so I get to add my Charisma modifier to my damage roll, so now I deal 1d10 plus 4 to every target I hit with my Eldritch Blast. But wait, I never checked how far away the targets were before I rolled. They're about 200 feet away, so my Eldritch Blast only has a range of 120 feet, so I can't hurt them. But wait, I forgot that I had the Eldritch Spear invocation, which allows my Eldritch Blast to increase its range to 300 feet away, so they actually are within range, so I can make my attack rolls compared to their armor class and roll damage for each individual beam that hits the target. And this is for one attack!
Now, like I said, this is a gross over-exaggeration of the system. If you were playing this Warlock, you would already know that you shoot 2 beams. You already know what to add to your attack roll. You already know what to add to the damage roll. So everything I just said is condensed down to, I shoot 2 beams at the same target. I roll twice, they both hit, 2d10 plus 8 damage. Simple as that. I really want to be clear here, I do not dislike Pathfinder. I think he's an amazing content creator, the things he puts out are incredible, and he has inspired me multiple times throughout the last few years. I think he's an incredibly talented creator, and I would love to get to know him someday. So if you want to go on Twitter and say I called him out, maybe he'll notice me. But yeah, the long and short of it is that Pathfinder 2e does have a few more numbers than 5th edition, but once you understand how your character works, it's super simple and you don't have to do complex algorithms every time you attack. I'll end today's video on a very, very easy rule that a lot of people just don't quite understand. Talismans are small charms or items that can be affixed to your character, your armor, your weapon, in various different ways, and they each provide a small bonus when activated. The act of affixing a talisman takes 10 minutes to do and does require a repair kit in order to, stitch it on or tie it to a weapon. All talismans, such as the potency crystal here, states exactly where it needs to be affixed. It also states the trigger to activate it and the effect that goes along with it. We can see with the potency crystal here that it is affixed to a weapon. Before rolling to hit with that weapon, you can activate the potency crystal, and for the rest of your turn, that weapon is considered a +1 striking weapon. So even if you make another attack after this one, it still retains that bonus. Now this applies to all talismans, but after they are used once, they turn to dust and cannot be used again. And that's basically how talismans work. You affix them, when the trigger is met, you can optionally activate them, gain their effect, and then they vanish, never to be used again. Now, this next part isn't in the rules, but personally, I hate the fact that talismans are one-time use consumables, but personally, I like them a lot more as once per day activatable items. The bonuses they give are fairly weak, and so if you just increase the cost a little bit more, maybe 2 or 3 times what's listed there, it makes for a great early game magic item. A once per day potency crystal is an amazing way to give a level 1 character a powerful weapon once per day at levels 1 or 2, before they can get a magic +1 striking weapon. But that is all I have time for today. I have a lot to get done, and seriously, I don't have any hard feelings toward Pathfinder. Feel free to call him out on Twitter, tell him I called him out, but be silly about it. Don't start flame wars for no reason. That kind of crap's not cool, okay? We're all having fun here. TTRPGs are about having fun. Thank you all so much for watching. If you like what you saw, consider subscribing, and maybe, just maybe, you'll leave a like. It really does help. I want to give a huge shout out to Troy Hughes, Paul Rand, Quid Thulu, and the rest of my amazing patrons. In the description, you'll find a few interesting links. Those will go to my Patreon, where you can help support me monthly, the Discord server, where we all hang out, talk tabletop RPGs, and just have a good time together, my Twitter, where I sometimes tweet funny things, really rarely. I post a lot, they're just rarely funny. And there's actually a brand new link down there that links to my Ko-fi. If you ever want to donate a little bit, that's a great place to do it. I know not everyone can afford to dedicate a monthly subscription via Patreon, so on Ko-fi you can make single, smaller donations if you really just want to help support the channel a little bit. I sincerely appreciate every single cent that has been donated by you wonderful people. Thank you for helping me keep doing what I love. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day, and until next time, no nat ones.